Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin has once again hit the major trendline resistance, and this is now a big warning signal. Yes, I'm in a short trade as well, and let me show you why. First, you're going to see that our levels have been respected almost exactly. The golden Fibonacci ratio, when we go from this exact low back towards the high, was hit only a few days ago, almost to the exact dollar accuracy. We took the liquidity below our recent low, and Bitcoin got the first push towards the upside exactly towards the first area of resistance. Of course, if you watched my yesterday's video, and of course also, if you have been following me on Twitter, you definitely know. Yesterday I mentioned two most important levels for Bitcoin. That is going to be the anchored VWAP exactly above our recent high, and then also we had another level, the golden Fibonacci ratio, at approximately 89,000 US dollar area. Going right now with the anchored VWAP from the swing high right here, you're going to see perfectly hit, push towards the downside, and also where Bitcoin is trading as of right now, we go with our Fibonacci retracement from our swing high back towards the swing low, and it really does look like our golden Fibonacci ratio and also of course our liquidity level above the recent high. Both of the levels were hit almost to the exact dollar accuracy. I said to you yesterday, if we are going to hit this specific level, personally, I'm going to be more interested to go with a brand new short or a sell position. And yes, I did add some more capital to my short trade on Bitcoin, and right now the average entry is approximately 90,000 US dollar area. Yes, of course, I still do remain in the long trade on Bitcoin and also in a long trade on XRP. I did close out my Solana long trade, but we are right now really at a decision point. Is Bitcoin going to be able to break this major area of resistance towards the upside, or potentially are we going to collapse literally significantly towards the downside? That is why today I want to share with you two very important scenarios that you really should be prepared for. Yes, I do remain right now still in the long trade just in case our major area of resistance is going to be broken right here towards the upside. So what is going to be our first target if Bitcoin does go higher? And then also we are going to talk about the exact Fibonacci retracement and also Fibonacci extension price targets if Bitcoin is going to go lower. The first thing we are going to do, you can actually right now see how nicely our golden Fibonacci ratios are being respected. It was a perfect area of support right here and also a perfect area of resistance. So what we can right now say, the next level we should be aware of if Bitcoin is going to be able to continue higher can also of course be our major golden Fibonacci ratio. So what we are right now going to do, going right now with the Fibonacci retracement from our swing high back towards the swing low. Another very important golden pocket for Bitcoin, an even bigger one, is going to come in at 91,000 US dollars. And trust me, this specific area is really not a random level. You're going to see exactly right here, Bitcoin does have the first liquidity level, but of course also because we did get a push towards the upside, we did form another high right here, which we can also then say another liquidity level exactly at 90,500 US dollars right here, aligning beautifully with the golden Fibonacci ratio. And also, let's go one step further to identify our volume levels of the entire bottom price action. What we do need to do right now, fixed range volume profile measuring the entire bottom price action, where we are right now going to see value area high, the upper volume level, coming in almost exactly at our golden Fibonacci ratio and of course also at our liquidity levels. Additionally, remember from our yesterday's video, we talked about our Bitcoin liquidation heat map. On the 2-week time frame, biggest liquidations are not going to be below the recent lows, but actually exactly above the recent highs, where if Bitcoin does get a push up towards 91,000 US dollars, over 334 million of short trades are going to get liquidated. So this specific level is acting as a magnet for Bitcoin and is definitely going to be a bullish Bitcoin indication. This is right now why I would really appreciate for you to right now smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are really possible, and of course also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Right now, let's also talk about a bearish scenario you really need to be prepared for in a case Bitcoin right now does get a bigger rejection exactly from this major trendline area of resistance we are making from the all-time high and connecting our lower high right here. Now, the first thing that I want to point out is that yes, unfortunately, the volume volume, the entire time Bitcoin has been trading at this specific area, is going lower and lower and lower. So when we are right now going on the daily time frame, you're definitely right now going to see the volume for the past few days is actually decreasing the entire time we are trading right here at approximately 90,000 US dollars. So this right here probably shows us this specific part is some kind of a correction, and we can see a descending volume not only on Bybit. We can even go on the Coinbase chart right here where we are going to see the exact same story. Volume is going lower and lower and lower, and Bitcoin is trading at the exact same area almost at approximately 90,000 US dollars. And this is right now why we need to talk about our bearish elite wave count. So what we are right now going to do, let's go with our elite impulsive wave. We need to right to say, okay, Bitcoin potentially completed the first impulse right here. We got a correction. Another impulse, another correction. And if right now we are going to get a bigger rejection from the area where we are, definitely we need to be looking for another bigger push towards downside, literally below our recent low, at least below 80,000 US dollars. And probably right now you're wondering what are going to be our lower targets for our fifth elite wave, simply because we can also talk about a 5-wave price structure in our fifth bigger elite wave as well. So what we right now are also going to do, let's zoom in, let's just say on the 1 hour time frame, where we can also right now say, okay, Bitcoin potentially completed the first impulse right here, we got a correction. Right now we might already be forming the third elite wave, then of course we can be expecting the fourth one, and then of course also another fifth elite wave for us to then finally finish also the bigger fifth elite wave towards downside. What are the most important targets you should really right now pay attention to in a case Bitcoin does go lower? And also later in the video, I'm going to share with you a very important support level you should pay attention to, because if broken, our bearish scenario right here is definitely going to be more likely. So what we can right to do, we are going to go with our Fibonacci extension levels first. So we are going to go with trend-based Fibonacci extension. We are going to go with the exact high right here, pretty much the exact all-time high, measuring the entire move down right here and putting the third pivot at the start of our fifth elite wave, which was of course at the end of the fourth elite wave. And we are going to go right now with our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension levels, and you're right now going to see the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension is going to come in at 70,500 US dollars. Of course, if we are going to go with the logarithmic scale, the price target is going to be slightly higher, 76,500 US dollar area. But also right now we can measure the target of the fifth elite wave also in a different way. So we are going to go once again with our trend-based Fibonacci extension from the exact high right here, from the all-time high back towards the low, putting the third pivot once again at the start of our fifth elite wave. And we are going to go this time with the 0.618 Fibonacci extension level. And you're right now going to see the level is going to come in almost exactly at our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension at 66,700 US dollar area. Again, if we are going with the logarithmic scale, the price targets are going to be slightly higher. But the most important thing I want to mention right here, the levels we are going to be paying attention to if Bitcoin right now does get a push down are actually very, very simple. We are definitely looking at least for another lower low. So that being said, we are going to be targeting all the way down towards this specific area, towards approximately 80,000 US dollars. We are looking for another lower low because of course the fifth elite wave needs to create at least another lower low. However, we also need to pay attention to this specific low because it's exactly right here for liquidity purposes. So what we can right now also say, if Bitcoin is going to go even lower, another important target is going to be our liquidity level at 74,400 US dollar area. But of course also in between right here, Bitcoin does have quite important high Trump time frame areas of support. The daily and the weekly level are actually coming in almost exactly below this specific low. So I would say like that, we cannot really talk about the exact to the dollar accuracy price target when we are right now talking about our fifth elite wave. But the most important thing is, once we are going to be taking out this specific low right here at 80,000 US dollars, definitely I'm going to start taking the profits on my short trade right here on Bitcoin. But of course also, most importantly, I'm going to be buying the dip. Yes, I also do have right now my Bitcoin and Ethereum trading bot set up that they are actually buying the dip. Even if Bitcoin right now drops towards 65,000 US dollar area, the Bitcoin bot right here is going to be buying the dip. Also, the Ethereum bot right here is going to be buying Ethereum all the way down towards 2,000 US dollar area. So no, the bots right here are not going to get scared. They are not going to get wrecked. They are set up so they are actually buying the dip. And of course, if you want to use my trading bots right here, all you have to do is to register on Pionex with this specific link down below in the description, completely for free. You're even going to get a 1000 USDT free bonus if you're going to use my link right here, and also then deploy the bots using this specific link down below in the description. It's very, very simple. You create an account, you deposit, you get the bonus right here, and then you copy the bots using this specific link, and you're actually going to have the exact same settings as I do have right here. Also right now, let's talk about the average trend, because right now the unfortunate truth is, overall speaking, Bitcoin is still definitely moving in a significant downtrend. Doesn't really matter if we are on the daily, 4-hourly, 2-hourly, 1-hourly time frame. Looking right now at the exponential moving averages, I'm simply right now paying attention to the data as objectively as possible. On the daily, clearly, our 50 EMA is below 200 EMA, which definitely means we are in an average downtrend. So right now, the gravity, unfortunately, is pulling Bitcoin lower and lower and lower. And the exact same thing is also happening on the 4-hourly. The 200 EMA, the green line, is above our red line, the 50 EMA. On the 2-hourly and also on the 1-hourly time frame, the story is exactly the same. Yes, potentially on the 1-hourly time frame, we might even get a bullish cross in the upcoming hours right here, but I would say like that. Overall speaking, on the 2-hourly and also on the 4-hourly time frame, we are clearly very much in a downtrend, and both of those exponential moving averages, at least as right now, are not really coming together that much. So that is why I would definitely say, if you are holding long trades on Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Solana, whatever, definitely be slightly more careful in a case we are right now going to go lower. But as we said before, if Bitcoin is then finally going to be able to break our major trendline area of resistance towards the upside, of course it is going to be a bullish indication, and in this scenario we are going to be paying attention towards at least 91,000 US dollars on the Bitcoin price itself. Now, at what area is Bitcoin right now actually trading? Because of course it's not only going to be our golden Fibonacci ratio right here, it is also going to be another very important level. Remember, yesterday we talked about our horizontal range on the 2-hourly and also on the 1-hourly time frame. So what we can right now do, measuring the volume of our range right here, you're going to see the value area high coming in exactly at this specific area. So once again, where we are right now, or actually what level was hit only a few hours ago, is not a random level. Golden Fibonacci ratio, value area high. Of course, also we took the liquidity exactly above the specific high, so definitely it's not a random level, and of course also it's not an area of support. And remember, at the area of resistance, we are more interested to fire another short trade on Bitcoin, and definitely not a long trade. Later, I'm even going to share with you the exact trading setup you can right now take on Bitcoin if potentially you are not already in a short trade right here. But also, what is going to be some kind of a confirmation you should really pay attention to in a case Bitcoin right now is actually going to start a bigger push towards the downside. Very, very simply, pay attention to two very important volume levels. The first volume level is going to be the value area low of this entire horizontal range that is going to come in at approximately 86,600 US dollars. And then simply the second volume level, which is going to be even a bigger confirmation if broken down, is going to be this specific level at 85,600 US dollar area, because it's going to come in almost exactly at our daily level. So let's just try to say like that. If Bitcoin first of all does start breaking our point of control or the biggest volume cluster, it is going to be the first some kind of a local bearish sign. If this specific level breaks, then of course we are looking straight all the way down towards this specific value area low. But of course also if this one breaks, then we are looking towards this daily. If this major bottom volume support level right here is also going to be broken, yes, unfortunately we are then also paying attention to the bigger 5-wave price structure towards downside, and of course the probability of Bitcoin making another lower low is then going to be very, very likely. So what can right to be a trading idea or the trading setup you can right now potentially take if you're maybe even interested to fire another short or sell position? Simply, we right now know Bitcoin is trading at the area of resistance. We took the liquidity above the recent high, but also right now we know our invalidation probably needs to be above the major trendline area of resistance, because if broken towards the upside, we are going to look at least towards the area of 91,000 US dollars. So what you can right now do, if you're maybe not already in a short trade, you might even be looking for another short trade right here, setting a stop loss above the high, looking for the first take profit. Of course, once Bitcoin is going to be getting a push down, maybe of course once we are going to hit the first value area low, second take profit at our next support level, and then of course also the third take profit if we are going to get an even bigger push towards downside. But of course also you can automate the entire thing if you're going to be using the trading bot. So yes, you can write to use the exact trading bots completely for free with this specific link down below in the description. You create an account on Pionex with this link, you're going to get a beautiful bonus after you register and after initial deposit, and then simply deploy the bots using this specific link. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.